What did I learn in basketball that business will never be able to teach me? So they say this: boxers respect billionaires and billionaires respect boxers. Why do billionaires respect, people that participate in such a different reality, fighters that are fighting in the cage, bloodied up with big ears and bully noses? Why do they respect each other? Because both of those people have extremed at the extreme level of human nature. One, resource acquisition with money, billionaires. One, with facing a very primal fear constantly. And basketball is in no way akin to boxing. I respect boxing and wrestlers and everyone else that participates in that sport. But what I can tell you is this: any sport where you're able to compete at a high level will force you to identify character flaws, psychological flaws, physical flaws, and weaknesses in yourself day in, day out. When I was 12 years old and I was on the chubbier side, and I was bullied a bit for my weight, within a year and a half, basketball took me from chubbyish to, borderline anorexic. And I'm very grateful for that journey because it showed me how much life could change when we decide to actually commit to something that's physically strenuous. I could tell you of the torn hips that I faced, the broken ankles. Ironically, when I was 14, I had a basketball injury where I went up for a layup. I'm dribbling, easy finger roll. I think I still made the layup. It's actually on camera. I slide and a big fat guy falls on my ankle. The irony. It came back to haunt me. And on camera, you see me hobbling, to the bench because I was like, fuck. Like I knew the pain of that injury. I was going to be out for a minute, and I was out for most of that year. I've torn my hip. I've done that before. I've been in fights where, my nose was messed up. One time in a championship game, again, I don't like to lose. We were winning this one. I went up for another layup. I jumped. I think I tried to do like a jelly. For those of you that are real hoopers, you guys know what a jelly is. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what a jelly is, right? I go up, and as I'm coming down, I don't remember. Like I do remember, and it will make sense in a second. I don't know what happens, but I end up on my back like this. And then I open my eyes slowly and surely. And I see my coach, Coach Pete. Shout out to Coach Pete. Pete is a G. He's a good man. He's like, Dami, are your jewels all right? I was like, my jewels? I was like, fuck. So they stopped the whole game because I jumped so high on the way down that my balls landed on someone's knees. So they stopped the whole game in front of the Huz. One of the girls I was attracted to was on the bench watching. Didn't look good. Now, I tried to be Kobe Bryant, and I was like, let me play, let me keep playing. But they had to literally help me get to the bench because my balls were in serious pain. Now, we ended up, coming back on the court and winning that game. Obviously, I was the MVP for it, whatever, but many character-defining moments come with sports. I remember being in year 12, and my school had never made it to the basketball grand final in the last 20 years. It's actually documented. If you look up my basketball mixtape from 2016, I hit a game-winning shot that broke a 20-year cycle of my school not being able to make it to the grand finals. And moments like that, guys, they really define you. And they give you a level of testosterone, confidence, energy, excitement that you can't describe. So sports taught me a few things. It taught me how to put others before myself. Because sometimes to win a game, it's not you taking the last shot. It's me passing it to a better shooter. Or it's me getting the ball to someone. I was a point guard. Sometimes the game will teach you that life isn't fair. And I think that's what has made my business journey a bit easier in a sense. And it hasn't been easy, but what's made it more palatable, digestible, is guys, like I went through so much unfairness with basketball, so much. And I'm not even gonna make this video super long about it, but you know, a lot of unfairness. And I'm not even a guy that believes in racism to an extent, because I think at the end of the day, everyone cops racism to whatever, like in their own way. So I never like using that excuse, but especially in Australia, I copped a lot of it and I still pushed through. I would talk to 4 coaches at once just to make sure I got on the team I wanted. Like the same way I politic with business, and I'll call a business owner 100 times for 2 years from 10 different phones until he picks up and someone else on my team will close him. I did the same with basketball. I didn't make a certain team when I was in my early 20s. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get this guy's connects. I'm going to leverage his name and I'm going to ask this other coach. And then I did that. And then I'm making a team. You can't, and Grant Cardone talks about this. I just spoke about this on the recent live that I did, where I spoke about the importance of being unreasonable in your wants in life. And I've been an unreasonable kid from as soon as I can remember. And sports really encouraged the ability to be unreasonable. So I'm very grateful for basketball. The basketball has really shaped my character. I mean, it's still my freaking Instagram handle, even though I've been trying to change it. And even though I lost my old account, so that's my account at the moment. But basketball helped me live in a place like this. Basketball allowed me to have $1 million plus per year company by 25, 26. Basketball has helped me through so much psychological adversity. Basketball helped me lose weight. Basketball helped me get over breakups. Basketball in my early teens was a big reason why I have the character and fortitude that I have now. So I'm always going to have love for the game. I'm always going to have respect for Michael Jordan, LeBron James, all these guys. But more importantly, I'm grateful for the fact that pushing myself to exertion out of insecurity was what led to me going to LA and Sacramento at 18 and meeting some amazing people and coming back with an even greater insatiable work ethic to not just apply to business, but to my life.